Butoh, the Japanese dance of darkness, was invented in the 60s as a response to the bombings of Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Butoh, dance of darkness, is not really as dark as it sounds. It looks dark. It looks scary. It looks something that is unholy, something that is ghost-like. It is all the things that you might imagine when you hear something like Japanese Dance of Darkness. It is a very optimistic form of expression because it is death coming back to life. It is endings that are actually new beginnings. There is always a cycle, there is always a journey, there is always a development, there is always movement. There is always some energy that pushes forward, tormented, tortured, but still pushing forward. And this expression of pain and joy built together into one notion of darkness as a beginning, darkness as a ground where something can grow in, darkness as a place where light can exist. Because without darkness, there is no light. Without darkness, we have no perspective. Without the bad, there is no good. One of the things that I like most about working with butoh dancers is the minimalist kind of production that comes with the concept of butoh. You see these days a lot of more complex butoh shows with projections and videos and lights and costumes. But for me, and I'm not usually a purist, for me, the original form of butoh, which means as less as possible, less clothes, less hair, less details, everything is painted white, everything looks like it is the same. All of these things give me, as a photographer, a more open field to play with, because what minimalism means for me is I get the raw material. Now, butoh touches raw feelings, and when I say raw, I mean really raw. You can feel the feelings. When you look at the faces of the butoh dancers, you don't have to interpret what they are going to in order to feel something. It is immediate. It is like touching a live wire of electricity. There is nothing that buffers between the energy of the dancer, the energy of the actor, and your inner feelings. And when something like this happens in front of the camera, I feel privileged when I manage to capture it. I feel honored because there is something that is real there, something that is pure. It is a theatrical, over-dramatic form of expression, and still it manages to touch things that are simple, that are true, that are real. And that is not easy. During the years I was involved with all of the international butoh festivals. I've supported the couple financially. I helped organize the couple. Mainly, I was supporting them in the marketing and the branding fields, making sure that people know that there are butoh festivals, making sure that there is enough marketing materials and enough reach of this festival, that it is not just a small niche for crazy people who like crazy dance. I have to say that we were surprisingly successful in bringing butoh almost into the mainstream here, because there was the perseverance of the organizers and the dancers, because there was this persistence to continue and doing real festivals no matter what. No matter who is able to come, no matter how much budget you have, no matter what location you can find. There is always a place, there is always a time. If you have the passion, it is possible. Now, for me, that was amazing because having all of these festivals here meant that I had butoh dancers from all over the world flying into the festival. And usually, the first thing that they did after unpacking was come to my studio because I was already known as the butoh photographer. I was already known as somebody who takes butoh dancers and make art out of them. When the butoh dancers got the pictures that I took, the photos, they were mostly shocked because they were used to people coming and documenting their show, of making flat, beautiful, but flat images of what is happening on stage from the point of view of the viewer. Now, this is very important to have because you do want to show people what they will get if they come to the show. I take completely different kind of photos because I participate in the process in the studio. I am like the missing dancer who is dancing around them with the camera, trying to get the right picture from above, from below, from the side, lying under them, climbing over a ladder to get a headshot. I am the invisible dancer in this group, and the pictures look different. The pictures look more dramatic, more emotional, more direct, more real, and more importantly, the pictures are butoh. They are just the graphic manifestation of butoh ideas. They are like an old calligraphy done in a Japanese temple, but with pixels or megapixels, with lenses and memory cards and computers. It doesn't matter. The concept is still the same, the idea is still the same, the energy is still the same. These are the pictures that I try to take in my butoh project. And when I have all these amazing dancers coming over here and coming to my studio, I have the opportunity to work with this kind of energy. And this kind of energy is a little bit different because a Spanish butoh dancer and a German butoh dancer do have their own geographical cultural accents to the butoh. I try to capture that too because everyone brings in his own baggage, his own cultural benefits, his own cultural background. Every one of those dancers brought something unique to my studio, and that is the real pleasure. Besides, I just like working with crazy people. Crazy people have a tendency to understand me a little better than normal people. I wonder why that is. I hope that maybe you got a little bit of glimpse into what is butoh and you can look around and do your research, maybe look into my work of butoh and get a deeper understanding of this experience because it is something special. I do mean special also in, you're in the special class, the short bus to school, but also special on the beautiful. Beautiful in a dark, sordid, very, very dramatic way, but still beautiful. Darkness can be beautiful. In my photos, I try to show that.